Well, hey everybody. I hope you're having a great weekend and a great spring. Well, it's almost halfway through the month. I figured it's time for me to do another book review. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm actually doing a non-fiction book review. And I'm going to jump right into it. Here's the book. This is a book on the craft of ghostwriting by the legendary Cecil Murphy. Now, for those of you who don't know his name, you probably read some of his books that he's written. He is a big-time ghostwriter and Christian author known throughout the industry. He has written books for Don Piper. He's written books for Ben Carson and other celebrities who may have the platform but not have the skills to actually communicate what they want to communicate in a book. And that's why they hire Mr. Murphy or other writers to actually do the writing for them. Now, this book I read last year because I wanted to learn more about ghostwriting to add that to my skill sets as a writer. And I can honestly say this book is packed with critical information about the ghostwriting industry. For one, you don't just have to write books to be a ghostwriter. Ghostwriters write everything from news briefs, newsletters, press releases, anything written in nonfiction format that the original author, the original person, doesn't feel qualified to do. So they hire a ghostwriter who can take the information of the author and actually parlay it into the written word. Like there may be some great orator, great speaker who is a good speaker but a pathetic writer. So hence the need for a ghostwriter. A ghostwriter's job is to do the manual labor of authoring a book for an individual. Now, some of the things that I learned from the book that I didn't really realize is that there are other similar terms for ghostwriter used in the industry, like, say, co-author or book doctor. Now, these people are similar to being ghostwriters. Their roles are similar to a ghostwriter, but they actually have a different job. Like, say, a book doctor may come in and take a book that somebody else has written and then doctor it up so it's actually more acceptable to an agent or a publishing house. They get rid of all the excess examples, but keep the necessary jargon and terminology for the book. A co-author is really a lot of what Cecil Murphy did. Like, say for Ben Carson, a lot of Ben Carson books, like the classic Gifted Hands, are co-authored by Cecil Murphy, meaning Mr. Murphy helped him write it, but he gets no credit for it. And that's one of the biggest distinctions about being a ghostwriter is a writer does not get the byline, they don't get the credit, their name isn't on the book unless the author or the publisher specifically wants the ghostwriter's name on the book. Like, say there's a book coming out, but Cecil Murphy is going to be ghostwriting it. Since Mr. Murphy is so well known within the writing community and the publishing world, why wouldn't they want Cecil Murphy's name on the book? Of course they would, because he's known for being a quality writer and a quality communicator. So those are the exceptions where a ghostwriter or co-author's name is actually on the cover of the book. Now, since Mr. Murphy wrote this book, of course, his name is all over the book. Cecil Murphy at the top, ghostwriting, and he gives his method of being a ghostwriter. I'm not going to get into the specifics of it, but he does have unique approaches to teach authors, would-be ghostwriters, how to kind of dial by the authors, their ghostwriters' unique voice or approach to talking, while emphasizing the authors or the professionals' voice and terminology to give them that unique individual voice. In a sense, Mr. Murphy helps the author, i.e. Don Piper or Ben Carson, stay on brand with their products, but using Mr. Murphy's approach and skill set for writing. So this book, like I said, I read it last year. It's just a lot of information to digest in it, like the differences in type of co-authoring or co-writing. And then there's a lot of information in this book, like say the legal aspects, how to draw up contracts to protect yourself, what to charge, what not to charge, how to handle clients who may not be so user-friendly for writers to work with. And there are even places in the book where he gives resources for finding ghostwriting jobs. I mean, I really learned a lot from reading this book, and I highly recommend it to anybody who's want to expand their writing skills. You can learn a lot from Mr. Murphy. There's a reason why he is one of the go-to co-authors and ghostwriters in the world. There's a reason why he's been in the publishing business for so many decades. I forget what, I think it's probably about 40 decades, maybe more. He's just a quality writer and author. And he has a wealth of knowledge that you may be able to get by scouring the internet, by going to Writers Conference, but he's got it all in this one book for you to read and digest and take notes. You can't see all my notes in the book, and you can't see my dog ears, but he answers a lot of things like, do you really need a contract? And he actually addresses something I didn't think over about, do you need an agent, why you would need an agent, and what role the agent would play in co-authoring a book, and what role an agent would play in helping you get your clients' works published. So, and he also deals with the question of whether or not to self-publish a ghostwritten work. So there's lots and lots of information in this book, and I think it's only like 250 pages, so you can read it rather quickly. I took my time reading it because I was taking a lot of notes last year because I wanted to learn some. But you can find this book. It's available from the Christian Writers Institute, and if I'm not mistaken, Cecil Murphy himself is one of the teachers at the Christian Writers Institute. I mean, there's a logo right there. I mean, that enough in itself to tell you how much of a quality of writing and quality resource this is for you. So again, this is Cecil Murphy's ghostwriting, the Murphy method. I'll take a picture and put it at the end of this video so you can see the cover without the glare. And you can find it on Amazon. I bought this particular book at a writers conference last year where I actually took a class from one of Mr. Murphy's associates. So I learned enough about ghostwriting in the class to pique my interest in writing. So I immediately went to the bookstore at the conference and bought the book and then started reading it. So it is a great resource, and by me having the book now, I can go back and read my notes and read some of Mr. Murphy's wisdom on ghostwriting, and hopefully avoid some of the pitfalls that he mentions in the book, whether it's legal issues with unsatisfied clients who aren't happy with your work, or maybe dealing with lack of sales. Yeah, imagine going through all that trouble writing a book for somebody and then it doesn't sell. So he deals with issues like that in the book also. So in closing, I want to go ahead and once again say I highly recommend Mr. Murphy's book, The Murphy Method to Ghostwriting. Have a great weekend, y'all, and I hope you're having a great spring, and watch my page for some new videos coming and maybe some new products. So have a great weekend, y'all. Happy spring!